Hey there, welcome. My name is Jessica Buchanan, and I'm a New York Times bestselling author, professional speaker, and founder of Soul Speak Press, a non-traditional publishing company created for women who've been through something, now they know something, and they can teach us something. In Her Words is a podcast designed to support aspiring memoir authors on their writing and publishing journey. It's hard work, this writing and publishing stuff, and I want to empower you with encouragement and information so you can keep sharing your truth. So grab your coffee, your notebook, find a quiet space, and let's dive in. Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of In Her Words. I'm excited that you have joined me today. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about why I think you should run your own anthology project. So things have been really busy lately, which is great. I love it. I love it when things are busy. But I gotta be honest, it's a lot. So I'm like recording this episode in the 11th hour because so much has been going on this in the last couple of weeks. We've just been pumping, words getting out. There is a publishing company out there for women who've got stories to tell. And we've just are being inundated with pitches and anthology pitches, actually, which is really interesting to me. And a lot of times, the interest comes from anthology authors who've already been through deserts to mountaintops. But I'll be honest, we've actually had a couple of authors come to us, or potential prospective authors who really are just interested in the business model and this concept of building out these anthologies the way we do them. So, in case you don't know what an anthology is, and what we do here at Soul Speak Press regarding Deserts to Mountaintops, I'll go ahead and give you a short overview of that, and then I'll break down. I have 5 reasons why I think you should consider running your own anthology with Soul Speak Press. So, first of all, an anthology is a collection, right? It's a collection of different stories that highlight, usually they're centered around a central theme. For us, my personal brand is built on deserts to mountaintops, and we've are almost finished with our 3rd volume. We're submitting our final manuscript at the end of probably the end of October, for a published date of January 25th. And so I'm super excited about that. 2025, that's the Pilgrimage of Motherhood. It started with the first volume, Deserts to Mountaintops, our journey, our collective journey to reclaiming our voice. And I think I've shared in an episode some point, that is the inception of Soul Speak Press. Came about when I, again, was rejected. Last week's episode was rejection is protection and redirection, right? I was rejected by a top 5 publishing company for my 2nd book contract. But that was okay with me because I had this idea for Soul Speak Press. And I at first I thought I'm just going to do this deserts to mountaintops. That I got halfway through writing that memoir and then realized the world doesn't need another memoir by Jess Buchanan. And what I'm really, really focused on is building community and building sacred sisterhood, right? And bringing women together to share their stories. And I thought, well, what better way of doing that than inviting other women to come in and share their stories of how they reclaim their voice. And at the time, like, I didn't have a following. I had a very few people on my email list. I had a decent network where I was located, based on the podcast that I was co-hosting. We should talk about that, which you should go listen to. Um, and so I was in a mastermind at the time with my good friend Katie Shannon and a couple of other amazing badass women. And we were really working through some high level, like leveling up ideas, right? And this anthology idea came to me in terms of, like, not only as a way to get kind of some help and support and to write this 2nd book. And I didn't have to do it on my own, but also set up as a business model where I could create an opportunity to share what I have learned throughout the course of my writing and publishing career over the last 12 years. I'm a teacher by profession, and coaching comes very naturally to me. Everything I do, I feel like I want there to be some sort of teaching and coaching component. And so that felt really like right to me. I felt like I was moving in there. And at the time when I started the mastermind, I was actually working on my master's degree in education. And I realized like I was ready to create something and I was ready to work on something, but I was moving in the wrong direction because I didn't want to go back into the traditional teaching model. And I had been afraid to like really start my own thing. And I was talking to a client that I was coaching on speaking stuff, and she had told me about this anthology experience that she had been a part of. She was up in Canada and kind of shared a little bit about how the process worked. And I thought, wow, that's a great idea. So I took this idea to my mastermind, and they were all like, I would do it if you would facilitate something like that. That'd be amazing. And well, as you know, the universe works, right? I had then been introduced at the same time to Krista Clive Smith, who is the founder of Mirac, who we've interviewed. You could go back and listen to that episode, who's the founder and really got me started on this imprint stuff. So basically, that is kind of the inception of Deserts to Mountaintops in this anthology business that we have started. And so I didn't know when we were doing DTM1 if we were going to do a second one, but it was such a wild success. And it was such an incredible experience for me and for my team and for the women that were involved. So we thought, let's do a second one. That one was a little bit more challenging because of the content. But I knew I wanted to do one around motherhood, and that has been that was a lot easier to fill, and that's been just a real joy to work on and work with these women. But then that um led me to having lunch with a prospective client, Jamie Christ. And that would have been like a year and a half ago. We met for lunch one day, and she was interested in writing a memoir manifesto about her fertility journey and her pregnancy losses. And she just felt like there was such a lack in that subject matter in terms of like just material that what felt hopeful. All of the message boards that in the Facebook groups that she'd been involved in just didn't feel hopeful or optimistic. They felt like I think a lot of them felt very discouraging. And then any of the books or materials that she came across had more of a religious focus, and that didn't really resonate for her. And so she wanted to create her own. And as we got to talking, and she's very like community focused. She has worked for several large organizations that are very focused on women and community. And I said, you know, what would be a great idea for you to consider is turning this book into an anthology and bringing some women on board and working collectively on this so that you don't have to do it all yourself. And she loved that idea. And so she really hit the ground running. And man, that girl is a hustler. And she filled up her group, and we got started in February of 2024, and the book comes out in just a couple of weeks, October 23rd. And I'm so proud of her, and I'm so proud of Soul Speak Press and how we've been able to partner with her and collaborate and bring this beautiful offering into the world. 9 women's stories of pregnancy journeys, pregnancy losses, abortions, and fertility, infertility, you name it, it's all covered in the book. And I'm so proud of the women who have been very, very vulnerable and taken the time to really dig deep and to put those words on paper as an offering to their sisters who may be experiencing something similar. So I'm really excited about the future of this book. So we actually have four anthologies for the year of 2025 in the works that we're procuring. And I find that really exciting because I get to work with all these different women. I mean, that'll bring me to, I think we'll probably be working with somewhere between 50 and 60 women, which feels really overwhelming when I say that out loud. So if you're out there and you're looking for a job, connect with me because we might be hiring. Um, but I feel very honored and very privileged to be able, we've really figured out how to offer this kind of experience in a very professional, but also soul-centered way. That's really what Soul Speak Press is about. We are high level, elite, very professional, bespoke publishing house for women. But we're very soul-centered and intention forward. And I feel very proud of us for being able to maintain that. We do bring a level of integrity to our work and to our clients. And so for those of you out there who um, have a story that you want to share, but you don't feel like it's enough for an entire memoir manifesto, or you don't have the time to write an entire memoir manifesto, and you think, you'd like to maybe lead a project like this, here are 5 reasons why I think you should consider it. Okay, so the first reason that I think you should consider leading your own anthology project is you're passionate about a subject or a theme, and you can't find stories that resonate with you around that certain theme. So I asked one of my clients who is leading her anthology. We're starting. Let's see. I'd have to look at our project plan, but I believe we're starting in January. And hers is focused on running. She's training for a marathon right now, and when I asked her, why did you decide that you wanted to lead your own anthology project? She said, she gave me lots of really good reasons. And, I mean, I know like high level why the women who come to me, like, they want to help other people, they want to share their stories, they want to be published authors. Like, I get all that, but like at the core of it, like, why did you decide that you wanted to embark on this anthology journey with us here at Soul Speak Press? And she said, I'm training for this marathon. I listen to audiobooks while I'm training. And while I've listened to lots of audiobooks by professional runners, there aren't any books out there written by women like me who are just normal runners. And I think that there's a gap in that accounting, like that account, and that storytelling. And I want to fill that gap. And that's often what I find, either from our memoir manifesto authors, but especially like these women who are interested in running their own anthology projects, there's a gap in the information share. There's a gap in the inspiration share. And that's what Jamie said. Like, she couldn't find anything that resonated with her. And so I think this kind of project appeals to women who are like, of the mindset that if you can't find a table to sit at, you build your own table. And that's very much my mindset, right? Like, that Soul Speak Press was built on that precept of like, I couldn't find what I wanted. So I just built it myself because I had very, very particular ideas about what I wanted to experience as a published author. And then in turn, what I wanted to offer to prospective clients, to women who wanted to share their stories through published work. So, if you are the type of woman who likes to build your own table and invite others to sit at it, an anthology is a perfect project for you to consider because it is a proverbial table, and you can invite anywhere from 10 to 20 women to come and sit at that table and contribute to it. Maybe you have something very specific, like you want to write around. I know we've had conversation around women's health. Perhaps you've like experienced endometriosis, and you've spent a lifetime dealing with endometriosis, and you can't find any information out there that resonates with you, or accounts of women who've actually gotten better and gotten help, but you have, or someone who has, or like, and you want to share that. This is a perfect way to assimilate all that information and put it all together and put it into this beautiful offering that can actually really help someone. All right. The second reason I think that you should consider leading your own anthology project is that you have a story to tell, but you maybe don't have enough material for a full memoir manifesto, or maybe you don't have the time. Maybe you don't have the bandwidth or the patience. Maybe that idea of writing a 60 to 80,000 word manuscript feels very overwhelming and risky to you. It could be that you don't have the financial means right now, or the capacity to work with a company like Soul Speak Press, because we are non-traditional, which means there's an investment involved in working with us for services rendered. There could be a whole myriad of reasons why you got a really good story to tell. Perhaps you're just not a writer, or you're a writer and you don't know it. And you've done nothing other than like journal haphazardly for the last 12 years. An anthology experience would be perfect for you because what we do is we provide one-on-one support through one-on-one sessions with me, 2 rounds of developmental editing with me. And then we have a whole team of copy editors that are going to work with you. They're going to polish your chapter up. We have 7 group coaching sessions that we offer, memoir writing workshops, templates, outlines, WhatsApp support, peer review. We help you with your audiobook and uploading and processing of that and getting it up and ready on Audible. We get your ebook and your paperback together. We'll curate and film a book trailer with you with a production team out of Philadelphia. It's the whole kit and caboodle. And here's the best part is that you don't have to manage any of those logistics. We do it for you. Even in terms of just the memoir writing, what we find oftentimes is that a lot of women go through our anthology process. They go through that curated process, and then it I think demystifies and also lifts some of the overwhelm of the writing process. It's so illuminating, I think, and clarifying around the storytelling aspect, but also just like providing another level of healing that helps it gives you words to what you've been through, obviously, and what you know now and the lessons that you've learned. And a lot of women decide once they've gone through the anthology process that they're ready to they feel empowered and they feel brave and strong, and they're ready to go on and write their own memoir manifesto. They've been through the publishing process. They understand what it means to put together a book launch team. They understand what it feels like to be a #1 best-selling author. They understand what it feels like to market and to promote and to talk about yourself and your story. And so it doesn't feel so scary and feel so solitary doing it alone. So we like to call it a masterclass in memoir writing. It's dipping your toe into that water, that is a really great place to swim. Okay, so the third reason I think you should consider curating your own anthology is that you need some support in the memoir writing process. I hear this all the time. I have this story to tell, but I have no idea where to start. It's so overwhelming. I'm so scared. They Google something and they shut down immediately because there's just too many steps, too much differing information. And then they never get anywhere. They never get past square one because it's just too much for them. Um, Again, like, we're here to support you. We'll do the whole thing. We'll be as involved as you want us to be. Some of our authors want to really take the reins and be in control and be in charge, or we can do that for you. We're here to support you in whatever way feels the best for you as you help these women and you support these women and you get their stories out there. I mean, it cannot be, I can't reiterate this enough. Like, there's so much healing power in telling your story and doing it within the safety of a support group. Okay, so when you put together an anthology, a curated anthology project, you're bringing together a whole group of women who have been through trauma and who have grown and they've healed to a certain extent, and they're coming together not to trauma bond, but to bond through their healing journeys. And that cannot be discounted, the power of that. That was another thing that one of the authors, when I asked her, why'd you decide to go forward with an anthology curation project? She said, because this group of women, these are lifelong friends that I'm going to have. Like, we've been through something so incredibly life-changing together. And I want to do that again. Like, I want to build that group. I want to curate that group and lead that group. And so, perhaps you already have a group of women. Maybe you're in leadership. Maybe you're a coach. Maybe you have cohorts of women that you're coaching, mentoring, supporting in some way, and you think, hey, you know what, this would be a really great next step. You're looking for your next project, you're looking for your next offering. I would encourage you to consider this as a next step, as an option for you. Here's our fourth reason why I believe you should consider an anthology curation. project for you and your group of friends or your group of clients or whoever, maybe you feel self-conscious and a little ick about promoting yourself, and it feels really funny to like talk about yourself and your story. The number one thing I find that the women that we work with in these anthology experiences appreciates is that we provide them with the book promotion assets and support and training and coaching, but also they don't have to do it alone. So here, let me break it down into just like logistics for you. Okay. So when you write your own memoir manifesto, you are out there putting together your book launch team, in the 2 months leading up to your book launch, and you're going to do that alone. Like you're going to reach out to your network, you're going to post it on social media that you're looking for people to provide you with advanced reviews, that you're looking for people to purchase your ebook for 99 cents on launch day and leave a verified review. You're sending it out emails, you're texting people, you're making lists, you're checking them twice, and you're going to find out who's naughty or nice. That's for heck sure, because that is very illuminating who's going to support you and who's not on your launch day. And that's always very surprising, and it really gets our authors. I feel like I recorded an episode on that, but maybe I haven't. I don't know. I have to go back and look. Um, but here's the thing, like when you put together a group of 10 women, okay, because our minimum to get started is 10 plus the lead author, so 11 women, and let's say each of you bring in 10 uh of advanced reviews, verified reviews on Amazon for your launch day. 10 times 10 is 100. You've automatically gone out the gate on your first 24 hours of your book launch with 100 verified reviews on Amazon. What happens when you have 100 verified reviews on Amazon? Well, a lot of really good stuff happens. Amazon's algorithm sees that people are getting on, they're buying your book, they're leaving reviews. So then their algorithm is going to make it possible for your book to be seen by more people. Therefore, more people are going to buy your book, more people are going to leave reviews, more people are going to be helped by your stories. It's really the hardest part of a book launch, I think, is getting book reviews, verified book reviews. People are busy. People say they're going to do stuff and then they forget. It gets lost in their email, or sometimes they're just flaky and they just decide not to do it. People especially with large followings, think that this is going to be a piece of cake. And I guarantee you, I have done this so many times. It is the hardest part. And so when you can do this and like front load your numbers with like multiplying your network by 10 times to 20 times, it's going to guarantee the success of your book. I guarantee you, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but I can almost guarantee you're going to hit number one in new release and bestseller in at least a couple of categories. And also it just like, it's easier to promote something when you're working in a group than it is to promote something by yourself. I find, especially if you're new to this world and book launching and book marketing, like it's a long game, right? You got to keep hustling. You got to keep talking about it. It's not just the launch day, and everybody kind of is dependent on each other, and you're responsible to each other, which also lends to a greater success rate because, you realize everybody's worked so hard and you don't want to let them down. And so I think that that's another great reason to work and to curate your own anthology. All right. So the fifth and final reason I'll give you, even though I could talk about this all day long, and if you want to talk to me about it, email me at info@jessbuchanan.com, or you can set up a consulting call and you can email Mika at soulspeakpress.com, and that's Mieke at soulspeakpress.com, and she'll get you all set up on my calendar. The fifth reason is it doesn't cost you anything. So the way we construct these anthology experiences is there's an initial investment from each author. And because you're the lead author and you're spending all this time sourcing and bringing the authors to this project, we don't charge you. We comp you, and that comes out of our pocket. And actually what happens is we pay you. If you bring us 10 authors, we feel like you should be compensated for your time and energy that you took to talk to these authors and interview them and take their submission forms and get them on a call with me and, put your neck and your reputation out there on behalf of your project and Soul Speak Press. So we compensate you. It depends on how many authors you bring to us, but you can come out of the gate actually with a small advance as opposed to investing financially in this project. So it's a pretty cool business model. A lot of our authors, I think, are really inspired to do it this way too, because it gives them autonomy and then they don't have to like come up with the investment on their own, and they can share the costs with their contributing authors. So again, I could say so much, and I'd love to tell you more about this project and everything it includes. But I can't because I need to get off here and I need to go meet somebody for coffee. So if this sounds interesting to you and it piques your interest, I would love to connect with you and explain further. And in the meantime, I hope that you will connect with me on Instagram, Jessica C. Buchanan or Soul Speak Press, and that you will DM me if you're interested in having a chat, or you can email Mika and get on my calendar and we'll have a call. And the most important thing is that you just keep writing. In Her Words is hosted by me, Jessica Buchanan, and is produced by Soul Speak Press, a non-traditional publishing house for women who are ready to tell their story. If you would like to know more about our submission process, I encourage you to check us out at www.soulspeakpress.com or follow us over on Instagram at soulspeakpress. We appreciate all your questions, and if you would like to leave us a review, we would be so grateful.